Aloha and good morning. It's Sunday morning and it's deaccumulation day, or I call spa day. Today we're going to talk about the importance of reshuffling your molecules. And when you really think about that idea, reshuffling your molecules, then you really find out that that's exactly what you're doing right now when you're starting to do terrain modification. Remember, there's 30 different departments that you are going to optimize and or become more aware of. So this makes the big difference now to navigate the world as you start to see it and not complain about it, but navigate it. Right now, let me show you what's going on. We got 154 degrees and I've been in here 1 minute so far. And it's already working me. So let me show you my lineup here too. This is what I bring into the sauna. A little different each time, but let me show you my lineup here. I've got some peppermint because I like to put that on my nose. It's really good to put on your body also to help stimulate the flow of the pores, actually letting out the water you're trying to get out of your body. Okay, remember this is a detox therapy that we're doing here. Not just sitting in the hot box, but we're going to use these different solvents and different tools to be able to achieve something that you can't achieve just by sitting in here. This is a soup spoon, and you can see how this soup spoon, it's very, it's not sharp, it's very dull. Okay, all the spoons I have here today, these are all pretty dull spoons. These are all different gua sha spoons. This spoon has been dulled down because we're going to do the scalp today. This is my massage piece for the scalp. And this is also another tool. We also have some fulvic acid, some magnesium, and some iodine, and the old standby, the coconut oil. So, reshuffling your molecules is really what's going on. Now, how do you do that? It does it by itself. Remember, your molecules get shuffled whether you like it or whether you don't. You can guide this shuffling process instead of accumulating toxicity in your body or your what I call your costume. You can start to shuffle the molecules around in your house, your galaxy. It's your galaxy. It's made up of 100 trillion cells. And you can actually, as a sculpture of clay, can manipulate the levels of minerals that this machine has inside it, the level of toxicity, okay, the level of conductivity, the level of hydration. And since we're talking about hydration, I need to drink some here. This is blue-green algae, and you can see the chia seeds floating in there with minerals and silica. I'm going to sweat out water, and I'm putting in better water. I'm shuffling my molecules around, and I'm going to use these different tools to be able to push things around because I want to reshuffle everything. It's just like reshuffling a bad card deck. Hopefully you'll get a better one next time. And if you're logical and reasonable, well, you'll figure out that that is what you're going to get. Okay, you're going to get reasonable and logical back to yourself. And if you're illogical and dysfunctional, then that's really what comes back into your energy sphere as you put in different chemicals, synthetics, hormones, antibiotics, all different things that change the way that we optimize life. Okay, some of these things are beneficial to use when needed, but be careful and beware. You want a vaccine? You want a flu shot? Nothing's for free. Remember that? What are in those vaccines? What are in those dental fillings? What are in the high fructose corn syrup? What is in a lot of things? Even mercury vapor lamps that light up your house. Playing with mercury is not smart. Why would anybody want to put that in their mouth? Because the professional said it was okay. We didn't even know it was mercury. If not, then maybe we would have weighed and measured a little bit and figured out that that wasn't something that I want to put inside myself, especially when it is one of the most toxic elements there is on the planet. And what it does is it actually makes your nervous system dysfunctional. It makes you so you see with shutters. And you can see mercury to me is called a control agent, and it controls the amount of landscape that you can see. If you have a lot of toxicity of any type, mercury, plasticizer, dehydration, loss of minerals, okay, your system loses its flow, then the narrow scape keeps getting narrower and narrower and narrower. And as you shuffle your molecules around and you change your landscape and you change reasonable and logical things in your world, the shutters start to open up. Not only do you feel better and look better and have more vitality and charisma and all those different things that go along with feeling great, not good, but great, you also become more aware, and you start to become more aware, and you start to become more aware of awareness. It goes deep. But it's better than the latter, which is the unaware are unaware of being unaware. Shuffle your molecules around, okay? Learn the terrain modification principles. Add to them. Remember, this is a work in progress, but we do have what's called efficacy, which is maybe not your truth at this time, but it's my truth. We have lots of different series that we do in Earther Academy. Are you hungry or are they hungry? That's another thought that's very deep. Okay. Do you eat to live or do you live to eat? These are sort of questions to ask yourself, to look at yourself with no judgment on other people's, but look at yourself. Whew, this is working. I've only been in here 7 minutes, but it's pretty cold in Hawaii today. It's like 64 degrees outside. The wind's blowing down on the mountain, and the top of the mountains in the 30s. So when we lose the trade winds and we get these opposite Kona winds, it gets a little chileno here. There we go. Start to get dizzy. Now, the idea, again, is terrain modification is a way for you to find optimal health and advancing your awareness. So, becoming more complete is a good idea, isn't it? I think so. Not only becoming more complete, but actually just being able to never get the common cold. That just means you have gut wall bacteria that are dysfunctional and or many other booby traps that are in your world, like electrical magnetic fields. You may not know where they're coming, so let's sidestep it. Okay? Toxicity in your kitchen, let's sidestep it. Toxicity in your bathroom, sidestep it. Negotiate it. Optimize it. So like I said, understanding and learning the terrain modification principles are one thing. But if you really get it, then you'll want to, practice it. Put it into your life. I call it the grand experiment of yourself. You will reshuffle your molecules around because now you're logical and you sort of see that, but you sort of see that toxicity can't be good for me. So let's take that out of my world. GMOs can't be good for me. Let's take that out of my world. Mercury fillings in my mouth, it can't be good for me. Let me change my world. Okay. Going in the sauna here, the sweat box. This is changing my world. It's reshuffling my molecules around. And something that you do that's so profound is this idea to reshuffle around your molecules. So if you have body fat on you, and I've lost, okay, I'm 136 pounds right now. And I feel better than I ever have. Yeah, I'm a little thin, but I'm still vital. You know what I mean? So, and I'm stronger than I ever have been. And, you know, my body's not frail. It's not weak. And that has a direct correspondence with how I feel and how I negotiate seeing through the matrix. What do my eyes want to not show me, but what can they actually show me? And my awareness or my consciousness can pull it apart and make sense out of it. So if you're starting to see the system is not too sensible, that means you're starting maybe to become sensible. And if you don't see it as unsensible, it only means again that you're stuck in the matrix. A disease doesn't even know it's a disease until it stops being the disease. Then it wants to tell the rest of the things in the disease to be able to come out here and take a look inside the fishbowl so you can see what you're doing to yourself. You can see I'm sweating up a river. Okay, we're going to do part 2. This is for Earther Academy. This is the techniques of opening up the skull sutures. This is a very short workshop, about 20 minutes long or so, and we're going to show you how to open up the sutures of the brain, which have a lot to do with how you function. When you breathe in. As you breathe in, your sutures open, and as you breathe out, they close. So if they don't open or close, then what do you think happens? It's like not being able to smell. You can't taste anything. So if that part of you is not functioning, could it possibly be a problem with the other parts that all work together? The sum of the parts are the parts of the sum of the whole. So everything's connected in your system. Remember, these teeth are all connected to organs. That's why it's not really smart to do root canals and or just, assaults to those teeth. You stop having what's called a heathen diet and take care of your mouth and your gums. Then I'm going to take some magnesium. Woohoo! And I put that on my gums 3 times a day. All my gums have receded back to their, not receded, they grew back from their receding profiles. So I switch it around, I let it sit in there, and it goes inside me. Super disinfects your mouth, and it gives you a load of magnesium to the brain, to the supercomputer, because you can feel it going in right now, right in your head. Spit it out or swallow it. Wherever the magnesium touches, it's going to bathe itself in the magnesium minerals and also the trace minerals that are with it. Body needs minerals for conductivity. Again, we are very complex organic machines. We dream everything. Okay, you open your hand in and out, and you don't know how to do it, but you dream it at light speed, 186,200 miles a second. You dream this machine, the dream machine, and it responds to you at light speed. I can talk to my family on the mainland, 3,000 miles away, and it's bouncing off of satellites, and that's the speed of light. It's quick, there's no lag time, so just think of the speed of light's just in this machine. Until you get mercury poisoning, until you actually get toxic, clogged, demineralized, dehydrated, lose your gut wall bacteria. Well, when you do lose all those very important departments of you, as I'm doing now, is opening up my skin pores, letting out all the toxicity out of my skin, because I'm following the skin protocol procedures, and that's why I sweat. I'm now in here 12 minutes. Okay, I'm sweating up a storm. Most people I come in here with for the first time, they don't even sweat for 20 minutes. I can feel a river of sweat going down my back. You can see it just rivering down. So, and there's no smell. Remember, like I said, if you stink, it's because you're toxic. End of story. Okay, I don't want to hear any BS. Quit wearing polyester. Body can't breathe, your aura can't breathe. Wear natural materials. Okay, doesn't have to be organic cotton, just cotton, hemp, silk materials, not blends with crude oil, petroleum. Okay, the phone shut off. It got too hot, overheated, and it's been about 5 minutes or so. And I'm back. Whew. I've been in here now about 18 minutes, and I'm getting worked. So if you feel dizzy, open the door, drink some more water. If you don't feel dizzy, open the door anyways for maybe 5 seconds every 10 minutes or so, even if you don't feel like it, just to let a little fresh air in. It doesn't let hardly any heat out. The heaters here are far infrared. They don't get hot. Look, I can put my hands right on top of them. Yeah, they're hot, but I can put my hands on the screens. So, sending waves inside me, which is cooking me from the inside out and pushing my skin to perspire. Like I said, it's said, and once you start sweating and you drink enough hydrated, good mineralized water, it's like doing a 3-day water fast in 30 minutes. So that's why this is a very good therapeutic device, especially if you're cleaning up your act and with your diet and really hydrating yourself and taking dissolving agent, washing agents, and renutrificational agents into your body. This helps you with regeneration. Why? Because you're getting out toxicity. Learning the series of very simple information. It's new information. It's just like going on a new job. After 2 weeks, your job's easy. But the first 2 weeks, it was challenging because it's all new stuff. How to do this, all the things that you had to learn. So, learning terrain modification is very simple, but it does take time. It does take the reasoning and the psychology behind it. So, we have, like I said, lots of series for you to catch up with the psychology, which will make you want to practice these ideas. Remember, it's only the truth. It's my truth. Like in the Matrix. Do you want to hear the truth? You may not like it. Or maybe your parasites may not like it. So, that's always another whole layer. But remember, 60% or so of the population have a mind-controlling parasite. And if you've got body fat, who do you think's calling you to feed? Okay. One last thing. If you're really serious about really terrain modifying yourself to the next level, then you come up to our Hawaii Detoxification Rejuvenational Retreat. So, it's a retreat, but I call it it's an adventure, health adventure vacation. And you go through drying yourself out with steam distilled water in an atmosphere full of crystals and beautiful energy here that lets you. You can't do it at your house, that's for darn sure. And then you start on medical IV therapies, which are advanced detoxification therapies, all supervised and done all the treatments by our on in-house, as you would call it. It's making me dizzy in here. The in-house medical supervisor. So she's excellent, Dr. Mari, and everybody needs to be not only guided, but you need to be watched too. Let's do your blood, see what it looks like. Let's do a full evaluation of who you have become. So then refeeding yourself with not sugar but with probiotics that has been fermented in coconuts off the farm. This rebuilds your gut wall. There's lots of other procedures that go along with this, just like I said, opening up the skin pores, really doing a pre-protocol before you'd come here. And so when you come here, it actually makes big sense. It will be life-changing for you. I guarantee you. So it is for everybody. And then you start feeding on the foods that your new gut wall bacteria, because your pathogens have pretty much been pushed out. Many of them. There might be some in there, but they're weak. So don't refeed them. Don't eat the simple foods you were eating before. And simple foods are toxicity unknown to to the host or the person that's eating them. And the host meaning that the body is a host for parasites when you eat these convenient foods. It's just what it is. Okay, part 2, Earther Academy. Going over the techniques, like I said, of opening up the cranial sutures, the base of the neck, and opening up the neck muscles here, which have a lot to do with the flow to your brain. If you want clarity, one part you got to work on is right here. Okay, we'll see you in a second.
Important reminder. All information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Kassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.